Cookies feel like comfort, a simple treat with your coffee, a small reward after dinner. But that innocent sweetness could be hiding serious danger, from sky-high sodium that spikes blood pressure to preservatives linked to heart complications. Some of America's most trusted cookie brands are quietly putting your health at risk. Today, we expose 11 cookie brands you need to stop buying immediately and the 2 that are actually safe. Coming in at number 11, we have Chips Ahoy! For decades, Chips Ahoy! Has been America's go-to chocolate chip cookie. The bright blue packaging promises homemade taste and real chocolate chips. Parents bought them for lunchboxes. Grandparents kept them stocked for visiting grandchildren. The brand built its entire reputation on being a wholesome, family-friendly treat. But here is what Nabisco does not tell you on that cheerful label. A single serving of Chips Ahoy! Original contains nearly 10 grams of sugar. That might not sound alarming until you realize most people eat far more than the suggested serving size of 3 cookies. Sit down with a sleeve while watching television, and you could easily consume 30 to 40 grams of sugar in one sitting. For seniors managing blood sugar levels or prediabetes, this is a recipe for disaster, but the sugar is only the beginning. Chips Ahoy! Cookies contain high fructose corn syrup, a sweetener that research has linked to increased risk of fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and elevated triglyceride. Seniors with existing heart conditions or those taking cholesterol medications should be especially cautious. High fructose corn syrup does not metabolize the same way as regular sugar. It places extra strain on your liver and can interfere with how your body processes fats. Then there is the artificial flavoring. The label simply says artificial flavor, without specifying what chemicals are involved. Independent lab analysis has revealed that some artificial flavors contain compounds that may trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. For seniors already dealing with joint pain, arthritis, or inflammatory conditions, this hidden ingredient could be making things worse without you ever knowing. The texture you love, that crispy outside with a slightly chewy center, comes from a combination of partially hydrogenated oils and chemical emulsifiers. While Nabisco claims to have removed trans fats, trace amounts can still exist in products containing these oils. The FDA allows manufacturers to label products as zero trans fat if they contain less than half a gram per serving. Eat 6 cookies instead of 3, and suddenly you are consuming measurable trans fats that your heart cannot afford. Consumer complaints have also surfaced about inconsistent quality. Some batches arrive stale, with a cardboard-like texture and an off smell that suggests improper storage or extended shelf time. When cookies sit too long, the fats begin to oxidize. Rancid fats are not just unpleasant, they create free radicals that can damage cells and accelerate aging. The promise was simple, delicious cookies. The reality is a processed product loaded with hidden sugars, questionable additives, and fats that could silently harm your cardiovascular system. Why do you think the same companies that fund heart-healthy studies are the ones selling ultra-processed junk? At number 10, we have Oreo. Oreo might be the most iconic cookie in American history. That satisfying twist, the cream filling, the ritual of dunking in milk. Generations have grown up with Oreos as a symbol of simple pleasure. The packaging boasts America's favorite cookie, as if popularity equals safety. But popularity does not mean healthy. And for seniors, Oreo cookies present risks that the brand conveniently ignores. Let us start with the ingredient list. Oreos contain palm oil, a controversial fat linked to elevated LDL cholesterol levels. Multiple studies have shown that palm oil raises cardiovascular risk more than other vegetable oils. For seniors already managing heart disease or taking statins, adding palm oil to your diet works against everything your medication is trying to accomplish. The cream filling that makes Oreos so addictive is essentially sugar mixed with more palm oil and artificial vanilla flavoring. There is no actual cream. The name cream is marketing, not reality. What you taste is engineered sweetness designed to trigger dopamine responses in your brain, the same reward pathways activated by addictive substances. A standard serving of 3 Oreos contains 14 grams of sugar, but research shows that Oreo cookies are specifically formulated to be difficult to eat in moderation. Food scientists call this hyperpalatability, the precise combination of sugar, fat, and salt that overrides your brain's natural fullness signal. You keep eating because the cookie is designed to make you keep eating. For seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, this is dangerous. Blood sugar spikes from processed cookies can lead to energy crashes, increased hunger, and long-term damage to blood vessels. Over time, repeated spikes contribute to neuropathy, kidney damage, and vision problems. The sodium content in Oreos is another hidden concern. 3 cookies contain 135 milligrams of sodium. That might seem modest, but sodium accumulates quickly throughout the day. Seniors with hypertension or those on blood pressure medications need to monitor every milligram. A few Oreos with your afternoon tea could push you over your daily limit without you realizing it. The cookie promises joy and nostalgia. What it delivers is a carefully engineered product that exploits your taste preferences while loading your body with problematic fats, excessive sugar, and hidden sodium. Then there is the issue of processing. Oreos are manufactured in massive industrial facilities where contamination risks exist at every stage. In 2023, Mondelez, the parent company of Oreo, faced scrutiny over quality control issues at multiple plants. While no major recalls occurred, internal reports suggested inconsistent sanitation practices that could allow bacterial growth in certain conditions. Most people never learn how to fix this, but we will break it down at the end of the video. Now at number 9, we have Keebler Fudge Stripes. The Keebler brand has built its entire identity around the image of friendly elves baking cookies in a hollow tree. It sounds wholesome. It looks innocent. The packaging features smiling cartoon characters and promises of uncommonly good taste. But there is nothing wholesome about what is actually inside these cookies. Keebler Fudge Stripes contain a long list of artificial ingredients that should concern any health-conscious senior. The fudge coating is not real chocolate. It is a compound coating made from sugar, palm kernel oil, and cocoa processed with alkali. This processing method strips away many of the natural antioxidants found in real cocoa, leaving you with empty calories and problematic fats. Palm kernel oil is even more concerning than regular palm oil. It contains extremely high levels of saturated fat, over 80%. For seniors managing cholesterol levels, consuming palm kernel oil regularly can significantly raise LDL cholesterol, increasing risk of heart attack and stroke. The cookie base contains enriched flour, which sounds healthy but simply means the natural nutrients were stripped out during processing and synthetic vitamins were added back. Your body does not absorb these synthetic nutrients the same way it absorbs nutrients from whole foods. You are essentially eating refined carbohydrates that spike blood sugar without providing genuine nutritional benefit. Keebler Fudge Stripes also contain TBHQ, a preservative used to extend shelf life. TBHQ is a petroleum-derived chemical that has raised concerns among health researchers. While the FDA considers small amounts safe, studies have suggested that TBHQ may affect immune function and could potentially promote tumor growth at higher doses. Seniors with compromised immune systems should think twice before consuming products containing this additive. The sodium content adds another layer of concern. A serving of 5 cookies contains 105 milligrams of sodium, combined with the high sugar content of 10 grams per serving. These cookies deliver a double assault on your cardiovascular system. Consumer reviews frequently mention quality inconsistencies. Some packages arrive with broken cookies, stale texture, or fudge coating that appears discolored. These signs suggest potential storage issues or extended time on shelves before purchase. The elves promised magical baking. The reality is industrial processing, artificial ingredients, and hidden health risks. Number 8 brings us to Pepperidge Farm Milano. Pepperidge Farm positions itself as the sophisticated choice. The elegant packaging, the European-inspired name, the promise of premium ingredients. Milano cookies are marketed to adults who want something more refined than mass-market brands. But refinement in marketing does not equal safety in ingredients. Milano cookies contain artificial flavors and colors that have no place in a supposedly premium product. The dark chocolate variety uses artificial vanilla flavor rather than real vanilla extract. For a cookie that charges premium prices, this shortcut reveals that profit matters more than quality. The chocolate filling contains palm oil, the same problematic fat found in so many processed cookies. Despite Pepperidge Farm's upscale positioning, they use the same cheap, high-saturated fat oil as budget brand. Your heart cannot tell the difference between expensive marketing and cheap ingredients. A serving of 3 Milano cookies contains 8 grams of sugar and 150 milligrams of sodium. The sodium level is notably high for a sweet cookie, suggesting that salt is being used as a flavor enhancer to compensate for artificial ingredients that lack genuine taste. Pepperidge Farm is owned by Campbell Soup Company, a massive corporation focused on quarterly profits rather than consumer health. In recent years, Campbell's has faced criticism for using preservatives and additives across their product line, while marketing those same products as wholesome and trustworthy. The enriched wheat flour used in Milano cookies provides minimal nutritional value, it is highly processed, stripped of fiber and natural nutrients. For seniors concerned about digestive health or blood sugar management, these refined carbohydrates offer nothing beneficial. Reports have also surfaced about packaging issues. Some consumers have received Milano cookies that appeared tampered with or damaged, raising questions about supply chain handling. When products travel through multiple distribution centers before reaching store shelves, contamination risks increase at every stage. The brand promises European elegance. What you receive is American industrial processing dressed in fancy packaging. What is the worst store-bought cookie you have ever opened? Drop it in the comments below. At number 7, we have Little Debbie Oatmeal Creme Pie. Little Debbie has been a staple of American snack aisles for generations. The affordable prices and nostalgic appeal make these treats seem like harmless indulgences. Oatmeal creme pies, in particular, sound almost healthy. Oatmeal is good for you, right? Wrong. These cookies contain so little actual oatmeal that any health benefit is completely negated by everything else in the recipe. A single oatmeal creme pie contains 13 grams of sugar and 270 milligrams of sodium. That sodium level is dangerously high for a dessert item. Seniors with hypertension could see blood pressure spikes from just one cookie. If you are taking ACE inhibitors or other blood pressure medications, that hidden sodium could be working against your treatment. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. These cookies contain high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated soybean oil, artificial colors, and multiple preservatives including sodium benzoate. Partially hydrogenated oils are the primary source of artificial trans fats, which the American Heart Association has identified as one of the most dangerous fats for cardiovascular health. Even though manufacturers have reduced trans fats in recent years, trace amounts remain in products using partially hydrogenated oils. These fats raise LDL cholesterol while lowering HDL cholesterol, the worst possible combination for heart health. Seniors with existing cardiovascular disease are putting themselves at serious risk. The cream filling is primarily sugar and shortening. There is no actual cream. The texture you experience is engineered through emulsifiers and stabilizers that have no nutritional value and may irritate sensitive digestive systems. Little Debbie products are manufactured by McKee Foods, a company that prioritizes cost-cutting over quality. Production facilities process massive quantities at high speeds, creating conditions where contamination can occur without detection. In 2012, a salmonella outbreak was linked to a McKee Foods facility, raising questions about sanitation practices that persist to this day. The promise was affordable comfort. The reality is processed chemicals and hidden fats that could harm your heart. Is it not strange how billion-dollar food companies keep having recalls, yet their products are still on every shelf? Moving to number 6, we have Nutter Butter. Nabisco's Nutter Butter cookies have built a loyal following among peanut butter lovers. The distinctive peanut shape and creamy filling seem to promise wholesome peanut nutrition. The packaging emphasizes the peanut butter taste, suggesting you are getting something beneficial. But these cookies contain far less actual peanut than you would expect, and far more harmful additives than you would want. The peanut butter flavoring in Nutter Butters relies heavily on artificial ingredients to create that distinctive taste. Real peanut butter would provide protein, healthy fats, and beneficial nutrients. What you get instead is a sugary, processed imitation that delivers none of those benefits. A serving of 4 cookies contains 9 grams of sugar and 120 milligrams of sodium. The sugar comes from multiple sources, including high fructose corn syrup, which has been linked to increased belly fat accumulation and metabolic dysfunction. For seniors trying to maintain healthy weight or manage diabetes, these hidden sugars sabotage your efforts. The cookies contain soybean oil, which is often derived from genetically modified soybeans and may contain trace amounts of pesticide residue. While the FDA considers these levels safe, long-term cumulative exposure is not well studied. Seniors who have been consuming processed foods for decades may have accumulated concerning levels of these compounds. Nutter Butters also contain TBHQ, the same petroleum-based preservative found in other processed cookies. This additive extends shelf life at the potential cost of immune function and cellular health. Consumer complaints frequently mention stale products and inconsistent quality. Some packages contain cookies that are already soft and flavorless upon opening, suggesting extended storage time or temperature fluctuations during distribution. The promise was peanut butter goodness. The reality is artificial flavoring and processed ingredients masquerading as nutrition. The sodium content is particularly concerning when combined with other salty foods in a typical diet. Seniors often underestimate their daily sodium intake because they focus on obvious sources, like table salt, while ignoring hidden sodium in snacks and sweets. Do not go yet. The solution comes at the very end, and it could change how you shop forever. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. Number 5 is Lorna Doone. Nabisco's Lorna Doone shortbread cookies have been marketed as a simple, classic treat since 1912. The minimal ingredient approach suggests old-fashioned quality. The buttery taste implies genuine dairy richness. Seniors remember these cookies from childhood and assume they remain trustworthy. But the modern version of Lorna Doone is not your grandmother's shortbread. Traditional shortbread requires just 4 ingredients: butter, flour, sugar, and salt. Modern Lorna Doone cookies contain a significantly longer ingredient list, including soybean oil, high-fructose corn syrup, artificial flavoring, and various emulsifiers. The buttery taste does not come entirely from butter. It comes from artificial butter flavor, combined with cheap vegetable oils that replicate the mouthfeel of real butter without the cost. For seniors who appreciate authenticity, this substitution represents a betrayal of the brand's heritage. A serving of 4 cookies contains 5 grams of sugar and 130 milligrams of sodium. While the sugar content is lower than some competitors, the sodium level is notably high for such a small serving. Seniors monitoring salt intake for blood pressure or kidney health need to account for every hidden source. The soybean oil used in these cookies is highly refined and processed. It provides none of the benefits associated with whole soybeans and may contribute to inflammation when consumed regularly. Chronic inflammation is linked to heart disease, arthritis, and cognitive decline, conditions that disproportionately affect seniors. Lorna Doone cookies also contain datum, an emulsifier that helps create smooth texture. While generally recognized as safe, some individuals experience digestive discomfort from emulsifiers that disrupt gut bacteria balance. Seniors with sensitive digestive systems should be aware of this potential issue. The packaging promises simple, timeless quality. What you receive is a modernized formula designed to maximize profit while trading on nostalgic trust. Stick around. The fix is coming, and it could change how you shop forever. At number 4, we have Voortman sugar-free cookies. When you see sugar-free on a cookie package, it seems like the healthy choice. Voortman has built an entire product line around sugar-free options that appeal to diabetics, dieters, and health-conscious seniors. The promise is that you can enjoy sweet treats without the blood sugar spikes. But sugar-free does not mean consequence-free. And for seniors, these cookies may pose risks that regular cookies do not. Voortman sugar-free cookies achieve their sweetness through maltitol, a sugar alcohol that many people cannot digest properly. Consuming maltitol can cause significant gastrointestinal distress, including bloating, gas, cramping, and diarrhea. For seniors already dealing with digestive sensitivities or irritable bowel syndrome, maltitol can trigger severe reactions. Even more concerning for diabetics, maltitol still affects blood sugar. While it does not spike glucose as dramatically as regular sugar, it is not truly free of glycemic impact. Seniors who consume these cookies believing they are safe may experience unexpected blood sugar fluctuations that interfere with medication management. The fat content in Voortman cookies is substantial. A serving contains 7 grams of fat, with a significant portion coming from palm oil and its derivatives. The sugar-free label distracts from the fact that you are still consuming unhealthy fats that affect cholesterol levels and cardiovascular health. Voortman cookies also contain artificial flavors and preservatives common to mass-market cookies. The sugar-free designation does not make these other problematic ingredients disappear. Consumer reports have documented quality control issues with Voortman products. Some batches arrive with off-putting odors or unusual textures that suggest improper handling during manufacturing or distribution. The promise was guilt-free indulgence. The reality is digestive distress and misleading marketing. Why are seniors targeted with heart-healthy labels that hide other serious health risks? Number 3 is Stella D'Oro breakfast treats. Stella D'Oro positions its cookies as breakfast-worthy treats, healthy enough to eat in the morning with your coffee. The packaging features wholesome imagery and suggests that these cookies provide a sensible start to your day. But calling a cookie a breakfast treat does not make it breakfast food, and the ingredients inside reveal a product unsuitable for any meal. Stella D'Oro breakfast treats contain high fructose corn syrup as a primary sweetener. Starting your day with this ingredient puts your metabolism at a disadvantage from the moment you wake up. Research has shown that high fructose corn syrup consumption first thing in the morning can lead to energy crashes, increased hunger, and poor food choices throughout the rest of the day. A single breakfast treat cookie contains 3 grams of sugar and 40 milligrams of sodium. While these numbers seem modest, the serving size is just 1 cookie. Most people eat 2 or 3 cookies with their morning coffee, doubling or tripling the intake without realizing it. The refined flour used in these cookies provides minimal fiber and causes blood sugar to rise quickly after consumption. For seniors trying to maintain stable energy levels and avoid glucose spikes, this is exactly the wrong way to start the day. Stella D'Oro products are manufactured by Snyder's-Lance, a large corporation that has faced food safety questions over the years. Production at industrial scale increases the risk of contamination, and the long shelf life of these products, sometimes exceeding 12 months, raises questions about what preservatives are necessary to achieve such stability. Consumer reviews mention inconsistent freshness and occasional stale products. When cookies are designed to last a year on shelves, the freshness you experience at home depends entirely on how long ago that box was manufactured and how many warehouses it passed through. The promise was breakfast-worthy quality. The reality is processed sugar and refined carbohydrates disguised as morning nutrition. Ever noticed how these brands keep recalling products but never actually changing their formulas? Coming in at number 2, we have Famous Amos. Famous Amos cookies have been a beloved brand since Wally Amos founded the company in 1975. The story of a passionate baker creating delicious chocolate chip cookies became part of American snack culture. The brand still trades on that heritage today. But Famous Amos is no longer owned by Wally Amos. The brand has changed hands multiple times and is now part of Ferrero, the giant Italian candy company. The recipes have changed. The ingredients have changed. What remains is the name and the nostalgia. Modern Famous Amos cookies contain palm oil, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial flavoring, ingredients that would never have appeared in the original homemade recipe. The chocolate chips are compound chocolate containing palm kernel oil rather than cocoa butter, significantly reducing both the flavor quality and the nutritional profile. A serving of 4 small cookies contains 9 grams of sugar and 80 milligrams of sodium. The bite-sized format makes portion control difficult. Those tiny cookies disappear quickly, and before you know it, you have consumed 2 or 3 servings. The palm oil in Famous Amos contributes to the saturated fat content and raises concerns about both cardiovascular health and environmental sustainability. Seniors with heart conditions are advised by cardiologists to minimize palm oil consumption, yet it appears in product after product across the processed food industry. Famous Amos cookies have also faced quality complaints regarding texture and freshness. Some consumers report that recent batches taste stale or have an off-putting aftertaste that was never present in earlier versions of the product. The promise was authentic, homemade-style cookies. The reality is corporate ownership, cost-cutting ingredients, and a recipe that Wally Amos would likely not recognize. Do you think the government protects consumers or the food industry? You will not believe what our number 1 worst offender hides behind its packaging. And at number 1, the worst offender is Grandma's Cookies. Nothing sounds more trustworthy than a brand called Grandma's. The name evokes images of homemade treats from a loving grandmother's kitchen. Fresh ingredients, time-honored recipes, genuine care for your well-being. But Grandma's Cookies is owned by Frito-Lay, a subsidiary of PepsiCo. There is no actual grandma. There is no family kitchen. There is only a massive corporation using nostalgic marketing to sell heavily processed products. Grandma's Cookies are among the most calorie-dense options in the cookie aisle. A single 2-cookie package of the chocolate chip variety contains 380 calories, 18 grams of fat, and 30 grams of sugar. That is more sugar than a can of soda in just 2 cookies. For seniors managing weight, diabetes, or heart health, this caloric density is dangerous. Eating just 1 package provides nearly 20% of a typical senior's daily caloric needs, while delivering virtually no beneficial nutrition, no fiber, no protein, no vitamins, or minerals of value. The ingredient list confirms that these are industrial products, not homemade treats. You will find high fructose corn syrup, partially hydrogenated oils, artificial flavors, and multiple chemical preservatives. The partially hydrogenated hydrogenated oils are particularly concerning, as they are the primary source of artificial trans fats that the American Heart Association has explicitly warned against. Grandma's cookies also contain sodium levels that might surprise you. A 2-cookie package contains 270 milligrams of sodium, nearly 12% of the recommended daily limit. Sweet foods are not supposed to contain this much salt. Manufacturers add it because salt enhances flavor in processed foods and makes you want to eat more. The texture of these cookies, soft, chewy, almost unnaturally moist, comes from emulsifiers and humectants that prevent the cookies from drying out during their extended shelf life. These additives may disrupt gut bacteria and contribute to digestive issues in sensitive individuals. Consumer reports have noted inconsistent quality across batches. Some packages contain cookies that are overly hard, while others are so soft they fall apart. This inconsistency suggests production processes that prioritize speed over quality control. The name promised homemade love. The reality is corporate calculation and ingredients that prioritize profit over your health. Most people never learn how to protect themselves from these hidden dangers, but you are about to learn exactly what is safe to buy. The first safe option is Simple Mills Crunchy Cookies. After everything we have exposed about hidden sugars, artificial ingredients, and deceptive marketing, you deserve to know that genuinely healthy cookies do exist. Simple Mills has built their entire brand around clean ingredients and transparency. Their crunchy cookies are made with almond flour, coconut sugar, and organic coconut oil. There is no high fructose corn syrup. There is no palm oil. There are no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. What makes Simple Mills particularly safe for seniors is their commitment to nutrient-dense ingredients. Almond flour provides protein and healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar rather than spiking it. Coconut sugar has a lower glycemic index than refined white sugar, meaning it affects your glucose levels more gently. A serving of 3 cookies contains just 5 grams of sugar and 50 milligrams of sodium, dramatically lower than conventional brands. For seniors managing diabetes, blood pressure, or heart conditions, these numbers make a genuine difference. The ingredient list is short enough to read completely. Almond flour, coconut sugar, tapioca starch, organic coconut oil, flaxseed, sunflower lecithin, baking soda, and natural vanilla extract. Every ingredient is recognizable. Nothing requires a chemistry degree to understand. Simple Mills products are certified gluten-free, which benefits seniors with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. They are also certified paleo-friendly and contain no grains, dairy, or soy. Independent testing has confirmed that Simple Mills delivers on their promises. The cookies contain what the label says: no more, no less. This kind of transparency is rare in the food industry and represents exactly what trustworthy companies should provide. The taste has earned loyal fans who appreciate that healthy can also be delicious. The cookies have a satisfying crunch with genuine vanilla flavor and subtle sweetness that does not overwhelm. If you need to satisfy a cookie craving without compromising your health, Simple Mills Crunchy Cookies are a genuinely safe choice. The second safe option is Emmy's Organics Coconut Cookies. For seniors who want cookies that are not just safe but actually beneficial, Emmy's Organics represents the gold standard in healthy indulgence. Emmy's coconut cookies are certified organic, vegan, gluten-free, and non-GMO. They are made with just a handful of whole food ingredients: organic coconut, organic agave, organic coconut flour, and organic vanilla. That is it. 4 ingredients, all organic, all beneficial. The coconut base provides medium-chain triglycerides, a type of fat that your body processes differently than other fats. Research suggests MCTs may support cognitive function and provide sustained energy, benefits particularly valuable for seniors concerned about mental sharpness. A serving of 5 cookies contains only 5 grams of sugar and virtually no sodium. For seniors who need to monitor both sugar and salt intake, Emmy's offers a treat that fits within nearly any dietary restriction. What sets Emmy's apart is their manufacturing process. The cookies are made in small batches using raw food preparation methods that preserve nutrients typically destroyed by high-heat baking. This results in a cookie that delivers genuine nutritional value rather than empty calories. Emmy's has maintained an impeccable safety record with no recalls and consistent quality control. The company prioritizes ingredient sourcing, using only suppliers who meet their strict organic and sustainability standards. The texture is unique, dense, chewy, and satisfying with intense coconut flavor. These cookies feel like real food, not processed snacks. They provide genuine satiation rather than the empty fullness that comes from sugar and artificial ingredients. For seniors who want to treat themselves without guilt or health consequences, Emmy's Organics Coconut Cookies deliver authentic nutrition in every bite. Not all cookies are created equal. Some can put your health at serious risk, while others can actually support your well-being. Now you know which brands to avoid and which ones deserve space in your pantry. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.